So at this point, I honestly have to just thank Velma for giving me the ability to scour the internet for complete absolute shills that love to write articles defending this show. And the only reason why they want to defend this show is the typical reasons what you would expect from someone who's a shill. They want to talk about the diversity. They want to talk about the queerness. They want to talk about literally everything that has to do with nothing about the show. They only want to talk about the inclusiveness of the show. Now, I have been blessed with one of the funniest articles I've ever come across, and I had to share it with you guys because if I don't share this with you, I feel like I'm doing the world a disservice. This article needs to be shared, and the person who wrote this needs to be shared with as well, so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to shills writing articles for this show. Now, the funny thing is, when I was reading this article, and I'm telling you, I had the unfortunate privilege to read this article, it was one of those articles that really made me scratch my head because I'm thinking and I'm looking and I'm like, does this person really believe what they're saying? Do they honestly believe a single word that's coming out of their mouth, right? Like when you look at a CBR article, a CBR.com article, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm not necessarily buying that the person who's writing this necessarily believes what they're saying. You know what I mean? But when it comes to this particular article, I gotta say, this person 100,000% believes every single word that they're saying. So let's get into the article, guys. This one comes to us from Out Magazine, which I'm sure you can figure out what that is, and it says Velma continues to defy the haters and gets better with every single episode. So when I read that headline, I'm thinking to myself, okay, is this for real? Like, is this person seriously thinking this? It says, with all the secrets revealed in the latest episodes, Velma's becoming one of the most fun and exciting weekly watches on TV. Now, this article is by someone called Mayrude. Now, I want to preface this. I'm not making fun of how someone looks, okay? I'm not doing it, okay? I promise. However, I want you to think, okay? This is someone who is shilling for Velma, who is shilling for the queerness of Velma, who is saying it's one of the most exciting TV shows to be out currently right now on weekly watches, right? And this person is writing for a magazine called Out Magazine. How do you think they look? I want you to think in your head for just like a couple seconds. How do you think this person looks? Okay, I'm going to bless you with the image. Here we go. This is Mayrude, okay? Mayrude is a big fan of Velma, no pun intended, and she is a absolute shill, or they, or whatever, I'm not really sure their pronouns. She is an absolute shill for Velma, and according to her, she truly believes that this is one of the best TV shows out right now, simply because of the incredible queerness that we are experiencing with this TV show. So with that being said, let's get into the article and see what Mayrude has to say. It says, don't believe the hate. After 6 episodes, HBO Max's Velma is quite plainly a good show. It says episodes 5 and 6 of the controversial and much hated animated series Velma aired yesterday, showing even more evidence that the show's many haters are at best misguided and at worst maliciously misleading. The 2 episodes which advanced the show's plot and fleshed out its characters focused on Norval's new girlfriend and Daphne trying to solve the mystery of her birth parents. Fans of the original series who are hoping for more mysteries should love these episodes. Now, here's my problem with one thing that this person said, okay? She's trying to say that the show has many haters who are at best misguided and who are at worst maliciously misleading. Okay, so you're trying to accuse us of being maliciously misleading. But in my opinion, I have to say, I think you are being maliciously misleading because you are reviewing this show from a standpoint of which you have already decided in your mind, okay, how you're going to feel about this show. The reason why is because the main character is at the very least bisexual and at the very most gay, right? So you already made your decision on this show based off that fact alone. So there's no way in hell you're going to be truthful about the show and tell what it really is. Now, when I review every single episode that I review and every single TV show I review every episode separate, all right? There's some parts in the episodes where I genuinely laughed. And I tell you when I genuinely laughed. I tell you when I actually genuinely enjoyed, even though it's very few and far between. I tell you the moments that I actually enjoyed because I have to be honest, right? It's like my Last of Us reviews. They don't get a lot of views because it's very positive, even though the last episode's not going to be positive. But still, it's very positive, and a lot of people can pick up on that. And I'm very honest, right? So when it comes to people like this, though, they are maliciously misleading, in my opinion, because they have very much already decided what they were going to say on the show based off the inclusiveness of the show. That's That's all that matters to people who write for Out magazine. Let's just be real. It says the episodes also introduce the team's missing member, Scooby-Doo, who in this series lends his name to Scooby, Special Covert Operations Brain Initiative, a secretive project worked on by Norval's mad scientist grandmother. What did Scooby do? Velma asks in a hilarious joke, because it's so hilarious. That was such a funny joke. I died laughing. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. This person is literally shilling. This is the ultimate example of a shill. All it took for this person to give a great glowing review for this TV series was to have a queer person in the role. That's it. That's all it took. For there to be lots of gayness in this show, that's all it takes for Mayrude to be a massive fan of this TV show. It says, with all the secrets revealed in this episode, Velma is picking up steam and becoming one of the most fun and exciting weekly watches on TV. What steam? What steam is Velma picking up other than the steam of being trashed more and more and more? What steam is this show picking up? You're making it up. You're literally making it up as you go along, Mayrude. It says, while many complaints surrounding the show have focused on the humor, the cringe jokes, and are becoming fewer and fewer with each episode. In fact, I think I only cringed at one joke over 2 episodes, so you at least admit that it's somewhat cringy. You at least admit that. Now imagine if you weren't blindsided by your ideology. Then think about that. If you weren't blindsided by your ideology, what would you actually think about this show? It says, at the same time, the laugh out loud jokes are getting more numerous. I don't know to who, because Anyway, jokes about high school band sleepovers. Yeah, because that trope is totally fine to make fun of. But if they were making fun of trans people, I wonder how you would feel. Fred's misguided journey into feminism after reading The Feminist Mystique, and he speaks about loving Mystique. He says, referencing the X-Men villain when picking up the book, Velma's daddy issues and her queerness are all top-notch, leaving my friends and I laughing throughout the episodes. As Velma continues to air, it's all coming together in increasingly fun and clever ways. The more I get to know these characters, the more I love them. Even Velma herself, who is objectively terrible. So you admit she's terrible? Like, I don't even... Wow. Has earned some love, and both the animation and the voice acting continue to shine, being some of the best in adult cartoons. I'm going to be honest with you, the animation is terrible in my opinion, but the only reason why I think it's terrible is because I'm biased, okay? I will admit my bias. I don't like American animation. I'm not a big fan of it. I never have been. I prefer Japanese-style animations myself, so it's just not for me. It's trash in my opinion. That's why it's called in my opinion. I'm not saying it's trash as a fact. I just don't like the American-style animation. Then she says, I truly feel like I've entered Bizarro land when I read negative takes and reviews for Velma. Over the last decade, we've seen dozens and dozens of truly terrible bottom-of-the-barrel adult animated shows, but this is not one of them. I disagree. This show is terrible. It is terrible in every way. I struggle to get through my reviews. I'm just being honest with you. Even though they're great for the channel, I struggle through it. And people can notice it too. It says some of the most popular adult animated series like Big Mouth, Rick and Morty, and Solar Opposites, and American Dad are all vastly more ugly and harder to watch than Velma. I don't necessarily agree with that because Velma literally is about underage girls and is massive amounts of sexual innuendos, which I'm sure you're perfectly fine with. It says, where Velma has fun and unique character designs and beautiful animation, those shows all look like they were scraped from the bottom of the same pair of boots. Every animated ripoff of shows like those, which can be argued are actually funny and well written, have a grown-worthy joke every other minute and 0 jokes that actually make you laugh out loud, making them not just ugly to look at, but also terribly written and unfunny. That's interesting because what you just said is exactly how 99.9% of people feel about Velma. So it makes you wonder where exactly your mind's at. It says, but those shows have been ignored while Velma has been hated with a passion of 1,000 angry incels. So Mayrude is calling someone an incel. Mayrude is calling someone an incel. Very interesting, Mayrude. Hold on, wait, Mayrude, yeah. Anyway, what's the difference between this show and those? People think this show is created by a brown woman who likes to talk, and they are looking for any excuse to hate on a woman like that. Oh, here we go. We're going to throw in a little slide of feminism and basically try to make any sort of excuse for this show. Mindy Kalings, who serves as executive producer and voices the main character, has been receiving much of the hate for the series, despite the fact that she did not create it, design the characters, or write the episodes. Maybe if people can get over their hate for Kalings, which there are some certainly fair criticisms of her, they can actually watch the show for what it is and finally find themselves enjoying an afternoon full of laughs, queerness, and teen mysteries. I know that's what I'll be doing every Thursday when new episodes come out. Well, Mayrude, you know what? Honestly, more power to you. You're allowed to enjoy what you want to enjoy. I'm not going to try to take that away from anybody. If you find genuine enjoyment out of this show, no problem. It is what it is. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is, you are focusing on one thing, and that's this right here, okay? You're focusing on the queerness of the show. And since the show is a queer show and you write for Out Magazine, there is no way you're going to give this show any sort of real true review. It's not. It's going to be a completely biased review. We can see that a mile away. There's no way I can see this person giving anything LGBTQ a negative review. And if you look at the articles written by Mayrude, let's just take a look at the articles written by her, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Everything has to be with 10 LGBTQ inclusive shows that have already been canceled in 2023. And you got the Velma article. Then you have Sam Smith opens up about facing transphobia in England. Queer inclusive show, The Last of Us, renewed for season 2 at HBO. I mean, what? Are you kidding me? TikTok star Dylan Mulvaney just revealed her stunning FFS results. It just keeps going on and on and on. So listen, we know where she stands. Obviously, we know exactly where she stands. So when someone like this reviews a show and tries to give it a positive light, it's very obvious that they're not being honest. And I would dare say, using her own words, they are being maliciously misleading. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.